So I've just arrived at Eley, and it's nice to see that the security's tight. Had to sign in before I could park the car, and I'm just waiting for Martyn to come and pick me up now. So shortly after arriving at the Eley Centre in Birmingham, in Minworth, I waited for Martyn to come and get me, and when he came out he said that there was a couple of other guys that were coming, so we waited for those guys, and when we were all there we walked, escorted through the compound with our visitor necklaces on that you'll see throughout the video, until we got to the iconic red testing facility / compound. It was pretty impressive. So we got in there and put our rifles down. I sat and had a cup of tea with Martyn while the other guys set up, and talked to his stepdaughter, Phoebe Taylor, about her shooting interests and what she's up to. And it turned out that she was quite a really good shooter, and she'd represented GB on multiple occasions. We talked about her training schedules and how kind of hectic it is, and how involved it is when you get to the level that she's at and representing the country. There's quite a lot to do, a lot of coaching, and I wish her all the best, and I think she's got a great future in the sport. So we sat and talked while the other guys were doing their test, and it probably took around 2 hours for the whole test for those guys. So I was in and out and watching those guys setting up and going through the test and looking at the groups that they were getting, and I got a real good feel for the test, and a little bit of an idea of what I wanted to record and where to put cameras in the room and stuff. So we pick up the next bit of the video just as the other guys that we were watching, they finished, and Martyn was starting to set my rifle up ready to put in the test rig so that we could go through and do some batch testing.
I'm going to take off the safety catch so it can fit into our Gemini test rig.
Okay.
A little bit of grease on that, just so it keeps the ball bearing in place. Don't want to lose it.
Okay.
To 1913, and it is 2007.
It's 10 years old then.
Sorry?
10 years old then.
Yeah. We're talking to Anshan's factory standard setting of 6 Newton meters. And we took the voice up to 80 Newton meters.
So everything's repeatable every time?
Yeah. And all that information gets typed on into the test.
Okay. So
Right.
Results from somebody else's test?
Yeah. Tenex test, and it's Goff.
G-O-U-G-H.
Steve. Dudley.
D-L-E-Y.
It's 1914.
308 2431.
308
2431.
And it's a entrance alloy stock. And how many shots have you put through it, Steve?
I think it had about 2,000 when I bought it, and I've put maybe 5,000 through, so about 7,000.
Okay. It's a 10-year-old barrel's not done a lot then.
No.
We'll test your head space.
Yep.
We'll clean the bolt first.
Oh yeah.
There's quite a lot of surface rust on here, Steve.
Yeah.
Where'd you keep it?
In the safe. In the bolt thingy. Decocker. And then in the safe.
What surface rust on the barrel too?
Yeah, that's mostly off my hands. It's in all the places where I grab it, and I think maybe because I don't clean the outside of the barrel.
Just get an oil drag. You don't have to be sopping with oil, but you got oil on the rag, like, and just give it a wipe off every now and then.
Yeah.
Just protects it. Guns ain't cheap.
I know.
So I'm just cleaning it over here so they'll get a more accurate reading on the field gauge.
Yeah. What are they testing there?
Next door,
Yeah.
that's the proof range. John shoots 300 rounds of every batch of ammunition we make.
Okay.
And he'll probably do about 12 batches today.
Okay.
So he does a lot of shooting. Yeah. Hence he's not a member of the rifle club.
He's not interested in shooting.
Yeah, last thing he wants to do when he gets home.
He's going to shoot.
Or a dust and debris in here as well, mate.
Yeah.
In there and all in regular.
I think the thing is, I've never really been shown how to clean it properly, so...
Pack of 10 from Superdrug, quick.
And just a normal toothbrush and toothpicks for the extractor, where the extractor goes in.
I guess in the barrel's not clean then.
It should be. It's the only bit that I actually tried to clean.
I tend to push it. Yeah, it's okay.
Interesting stuff.
Yeah, I'm just setting up Steve's test.
That's fine, yeah, no problem.
Yours will clean and I'll print yours also. Yours was better than Derek's.
Is that because mine's been used more?
Yeah, a little bit running more. In combination of that, and I think the tuner, the extra weight on the front end,
right,
just dampens out the vibration so much.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's and the barrel is different.
Mm.
So what was the head spacing on that then?
It's 415. It's fine.
415.
Yeah, fine. Have you got any control ammunition? Ooh, Centrex.
It's the very last of the batch that I bought 5,000 of last time. And it outshot all of the Midas that they had there, but they didn't have many batches of Midas. The video cuts out a little bit here, as Martin heard Abigail Dark, the marketing director, in the other room, as she'd come to have a quick word with me about the footage that I was taking, where it was going to go, who was going to see it, subscribers and stuff. We also had a little bit of a chat about stuff that was coming from Eley and stuff that had just been released, and it was a very interesting conversation. But anyway, we go back to the testing now, and we see Martin setting up the vice so that the rifle's shooting in the centre of the target at the other end. So what you're doing now is you're going to set it up so that it's in the
centre
centre
of the target, lock it down and warm the barrel up really good. And we'll start with you control your rack for that. Two 10-chop grips, and then you do one 10-chop grip for the batches on the shelf.
Okay.
Lock the hot down.
So this Gemini system, was this specifically designed for this job?
Yeah. It was, and it was manufactured in-house.
Okay.
Don't forget we're an engineering company. Set ready, and you can do your lap to that.
Okay.
So the numbers up there.
Brilliant. Thank you. And I'll see you in a bit.
Okay, have fun.
Just a little bit about the setup of this the range. As you can see, it's pretty simple premise. Bolt the rifled action or barreled action into a vise, point it at the centre of the target, and just keep putting ammo down the clamped action until you find a group that suits. So a little bit about the setup. The targets are set at 50 meters away, and the bullet tracking system is accurate down to 1/100th of a millimeter. So Martyn said off camera. That system, he also said, was based on infrared technology, so that's how they track the bullets at the other end. As you can also see from the rest of this video, it's a little bit embarrassing, to be honest. My rifle was not in the best of states when I took it there. The barrel I clean occasionally, and I had done before I went. The rest of the action really doesn't get seen much love. As it was touched upon in the video, I've never really been shown how to clean it properly or know how to clean it. So now that I do, I'm going to take a little bit more time, a little bit more pride in the rifle. As Martyn also said, if you can hear it, it was barely audible. Guns aren't cheap, and that's a fact. So I've got to try and take a little bit more care of the rifle, look after it, try and maintain its longevity. So there are two types or two trains of thought at my club that I shoot at. There are those that never clean their rifle, they just keep putting more and more ammo down it, and then there's the other people that clean it every shoot. From what I understand, those shooting at the very top level always clean their rifle. So if the guys that are getting the very best scores and shooting for their country get, like, if they clean it every time, pretty much dictates that I should be cleaning it every time if I want to get the best out of it. At least then you always start from a known starting point of the rifle being clean, and you haven't got something in there that's going to affect the bullets. Anyway, it's pretty obvious to see which camp that Martyn subscribes to, and it's kind of rubbing off on me, so we'll see how that turns out. Check out the next part in this series to see how the initial test of 18 batches, we put 10 rounds down 18 batches, or yeah, 10 rounds of each of the 18 batches we put down through the rifle, and saw how they were done. So if you want to check out in one of these places somewhere new to YouTube, so wherever it's going to be, check it out and see how the initial test was conducted. Thanks for watching.